Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this Christmas card making tutorial. I hope this finds you well. This is the card we're making today. It's this lovely little deer and fawn, and I love the sentiment. May all your days be full of cheer. Merry Christmas. And it's just so cute. I really love this image from the new stamp set in the new catalogue. And so let's get started and let me show you how I've made this. So we're going to start off with our stamping, and this is the stamp set, and it's called Reindeer Fun, and we're using the sentiments and this lovely little mother and, I think of this mother and daughter image. Okay, so I've got a scrap here of basic white cardstock. I'm being stamping using Memento Tuxedo Black, but we want to colour using the Stampin' Blend alcohol markers, and you need an ink that is alcohol marker friendly, and Memento is. So you need to use that. Stays on wouldn't work with that because it's a solvent based ink, so you need to use Memento. So there we've got our outline. Okay, so now we're going to start to do a little bit of colouring. As I said, we're going to be using the Stampin' Blend alcohol markers, and this is they here. And I'm just going with my darker colour here, and I'm using crumb cake to do most of the colouring here, and I'm going to add a few little accents with petal pink. So you can see here I'm just outlining the image in crumb cake ink, and I'm just going round the image of the little fawn here, just round about, and I'm then going to just blend everything out using the lighter colour. And I'm just going round here, and then I'll mostly come back with a darker colour and add back anywhere where I feel I've blended it out a bit too much. And I really like crumb cake for a lot of colouring. I think it's a nice colour of brown, for want of a better word. And I love colouring. If you know me, it's one of my favourite things to do, is to colour in. I find it so therapeutic and relaxing. So you can see here I'm just covering both the, I keep wanting to say calf, but it's not, it's a little fawn and the mother with my crumb cake ink. And then you can see here I'm going to go back later on with the darker colour and just add back some of those shadows where I feel it's been blended out a bit too much. And then you'll see as well I'm going to add some dot highlights with my darker colour, and I'm just going back to the lighter colour. And I do this, I keep going backwards and forwards between the colours until I achieve something that I'm really happy with. I've always been someone who likes to build up the intensity of the colour, because you can always add more but you can't take away. So I always find this is a technique that works for me. So now I'm going to add a little bit of petal pink to the tail and to the ears and to the belly of my animals here, and then blend it out with the lighter colour. And then you will see me going with my darker colour of crumb cake at some point and add some dot detail to both deer here. Just gives it a little bit of something. Doesn't maybe show up really very well on the camera, but it does show up in real life and just adds a little bit of interest to the image. So there we go. We're going to cut that out using the matching dies, and they're the Reindeer Fun dies, and you can see them here to the right, and it cuts out this little image perfectly. So that's them. You can see there's the image there, and there's lots of other dies in the set to cut out the stamps and to cut out some other images that don't have matching stamps. So now we're going to stamp our sentiment, and to do that I'm using Poppy Parade ink, and this is a lovely red colour, and we're going to be using our sentiments, and I'm just going to use my grid paper to get my sentiments straight. I do this quite often, just line it up on the sentiment, line my block up with the grid paper, and then try and line my paper up as well, and that way I can keep everything as straight as possible, though in this case it's not that important because we are just going to cut this out using our trimmer, so we can always straighten anything up as we need it. And I'm going to use my simple chamois here just to clean up. I'm a great believer in cleaning up as you go along, saves any accidents further along the way, and it means I can put my stamp away straight away and I have no orphan stamps at the end of a crafting session. Also clean my block on the Simple Chamois. I have to say Simple Chamois is one of my #1 tools in the craft room. I could not live without it. I absolutely love it. Now you can see here we're going to do Merry Christmas, but I want this to be 2 different, I don't want it to be as one stamp, so I'm actually going to use Merry Christmas from the greetings of the season, and then I can have it as 2 different stamps. You could also use the same stamp and just mask the different images so that you have them in, you can cut them out as 2 separate images, but I'm just going to use the Merry Christmas here from Greetings of the Season, and that's an online exclusive stamp set and I love it. It has so many different greetings and lots of different variations, so you can make up your own greetings, which is very useful. So you can see here I've cut everything out using my trimmer, and now we're ready to assemble our card. Now our card base is thick basic white, so that's the standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And then I've got here a piece of the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper, and this measures 14.35 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And I love this little image of all these tiny little deer on the front. I think it matches our focal image really well. So let's stick that down like that. There we go. Lovely. So now we can get our little image here, and I've popped it up already on lots of dimensionals. So let's just take all those backings off. And I don't know if you like me, but however hard I try to get those backings into the dustbin, they seem to still find their way out of the bin and migrate all over the house. And I do seem to find them in the weirdest places. So let me know, where's the weirdest place you found a dimensional backing in? Has it come on holiday with you? Have you found it on clothes you packed away? Has it found its way onto your pets? Let me know in the comments below. Where's the weirdest place you found a backing from a dimensional? Okay, so I think I've got nearly all these little backings off. And I could never tell unless I put my fingers everywhere and see how sticky my back is. Otherwise it always just feels the same to me. So let's put a little image down, and I think popping it up helps it to pop from the background behind, because the background is quite a busy background, and by popping up the sentiment and the focal image, it really does help it stand out from the background. Okay, so here is our main image, and I've just used some edges from our dimensionals. Dimensional edging is still good dimension, don't waste it. It's great for long sentiments like this. So there we go. And here is the rest of our sentiment that's going to say Merry Christmas. Need to make sure I get it the right way up. That will be a disaster after all the hard work we've gone to if you put your sentiment down upside down. And there goes down the Christmas. So if you've enjoyed this video, I should say, do remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'd love for you to join me for future videos. I do post 3 times a week with lots of different ideas for card making, paper crafting, memory keeping, and of course making boxes and bags, and even maybe some Christmas crafts where we make some ornaments and 3D images. So do stick around. These are the lovely red and white peppermints, and I'm just going to embellish my card with a few here and there. Now if you want any more information about the card, the supply list, the measurements, etc., you can find all of that good stuff on my blog post, and you can find the link to that and all my social media links in the description box below, so do check those out. I have a Facebook group where I host fortnightly challenges, and I'd love for you to join in a future challenge. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Thank you. Bye bye.